Twitch, and we'll go live on Twitch. I'll do the same thing. What? No, if it is, I don't care. It's an adult theme. I don't go kid theme, so we're good. Okay, so we're going to run this build first. It's going to run Lexington St. Elmo's. So we're going to run the Heartbreaker. Like closer. Going to run that one Heartbreaker to get assault damage or assault rifle damage better. Oops. And 2 pieces of the named unit alloys and Fox's Prayers. Going to run Reviver Hive just to keep ourselves safe, and love that Banshee Pulse where we're running the Gunner Specialist. Okay, so what we got to do? Have you done Roosevelt Island yet today? Oops. Roosevelt Island? No, I gotta do some. What do we gotta do first? Looks like we need to do Camp White Oak first. Who? Where'd you go? Yeah, you were at the White House together, but we weren't. I think you left the group before we started talking. There you go. What do you want to test on? You want to go straight to heroic? I got Fog of War, special ammo, and scavenger skills on. Is that cool? Okay. Do you want to matchmake with randoms to help us, or just let's just try it by ourselves the first time? We're around to their backside and hitting them with the Banshee now. It's been play tested pretty good, but it's I've been noticing lately with everything the way it is that the level 30 and all the other stuff heroic just doesn't seem like heroic anymore. Yeah, that the experience definitely helps. Awesome. Right behind you. Just get this last guy. Oh shit. I go with a shield here instead of the Banshee Pulse. See if that works better. That makes it pretty quick. He's coming your way. Got this one. Yeah, I'm up. I've got me up. Got this. I had this one chucked. This one's almost dead. Okay, he's down. There's only one left. There's only one left. He's batting the backside. Can't fight in two directions, Mr. Rogue Man. I dropped a salvo, like I don't need an extra salvo, but okay. Are you relying on your skills? Yep. Yep. One even. Pretty squishy. No, I hear one. Oh, he's behind us. Is he? Yeah, there he is. You went right past him. So for all you out there watching or not watching at this point, if you watch this in the future, this is Camp David in real life, named after Dwight D. Eisenhower's son. The oldest son was named David, and this was built for that back there where it says Marine Corps building. That's an underground bunker that was supposed to be in case the Germans got to America and started bombing the capital, they could have someplace to go. They were actually building two or three of those compounds, and the other ones were better, and they kind of abandoned this one. And it was close enough to the White House that Eisenhower would come up here when he was president and ride his horse. And he really liked it. So he called it Camp David after his son. And later, Jimmy Carter made it famous for having economic and peace summits for the Middle East with the Egyptian president and the Israeli prime minister. Uh, and presidents after that had many different accords. And Obama had the G6 summit up here. So the dam at the front there that we went past, that was in the movie Harrison Ford jumped off and the fugitive. So some pretty neat stuff that they researched and put in this game. That's why I love the details they put into this game.
Looks like a beautiful day.
Good team play. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching. To I usually go over here and clean these out. Not that I need anything really, but and we got two out on the jetty here. It's pretty cool at night. Sometimes they get a boat that shines a light on you. It makes it a little bit more challenging. It's kind of pretty cool. You can shoot out the light and kind of chase the boat away. I didn't see the boat this time. He usually hangs out here, follows you down the pathway there. Oh, I'm in trouble. That's not good. I'm out here in the end, no place to hide against this bad boy. Need some help. I'm going to die. Yep. Caught me out here in the end and need your help. I need your help. Caught me in a bad place. Yeah, they were trying to put me down once they put me down temporarily. They wanted to put me down permanently. Like I say, I was trying to show off where all those things were and got caught out there in the end. And, um, I don't know if you were looking through your inventory or what, but I needed some. They needed some suppressive fire. Yeah, tails are getting is get yet. Oh, that was a mistake. Tails not running open in the open. That's bad. Bad news. For those watching, make sure you always shoot those big boys in the butt and the waist. They don't have any armor there, and you can put them down pretty easy. Of course, blowing up that red part of their backpack will make them stop firing. Just little hints that we're giving you maybe to help you out. Yep. So going over the builds one more time. Got a ninja piece of uh, kitchen sink kind of build here. Got one concentrate company. You got two named. They're not even named. I'm not even using salvo. What the heck? Why am I not using salvo? Well, that's stupid. I should be running this guy here. This guy. That's what I should be running there. Huh. Hmm. And then Heartbreaker for the AR extra damage, and Fox's Prayer for that 8% amplified damage out of cover. And in case we get in a situation where we're running out of that shock ammo or we have to reload at the wrong time, we do have a backup at Lexington, which actually hits a little harder than the St. Elmo's engine, but it is the shock rounds that we get about every third reload that make this better than this, or at least the way I like running it. So let's go over to our buddy here. Captain is running this very nice build. Again, another Ninja Heartbreaker kind of build. Uh, all blue build for the most part, except the the Ninja gives you all three. So, but when you're running that little extra armor at 1.7 with Heartbreaker, you're doing really good. Um, and I'm pretty sure he probably has on this backup with perfect measure. He probably has the underarm um, thing with that pulses, so he can build up his stacks with the pulse and then finish him off with the bighorn. And Reviver Hive for those Mistako things, and Defender to give himself a little bit more protection. And of course, when you're running these builds, quick step is always the way to go to get you around real nice and fast. And look at that perfect expertise on that bighorn. He's getting up there on the gear shift. And when he builds up the set here, um, up to 30 on each one of these items, that will be another 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 117 more percent on armor damage. So that would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 million or so on total armor. Think you'll be real happy with that. But that's a lot of exotics and a lot of grinding. And that's what we're doing. We're grinding away. And the stats are up pretty even. 71 kills, 57 kills. Don't always go on the kill numbers because a lot of times you can do a lot of damage to the guy and then somebody's finishing him off and they get credit for the kill. So that's just kind of um, it's not a true telltale sign of who's doing all the damage. So just because you're getting all the kills doesn't mean you're doing all the damage. And as you can see, damage to name elites, 150 million, 60 million for my teammate. Skill damage. I actually didn't deal any skill damage, but because I'm running the turmoil or the Fox's prayers, sometimes that counts the other way. Don't know why. Um, Headshot kills, there's only 14 for me, 12 for my friend. Explosive damage, I don't know why that's so high. I don't. Maybe it's cold and shock damage. There's nothing in here that's explosive damage. Nothing I'm carrying. Okay. Maybe I'm hitting their weak points and blowing them up that way. You may be right. So let's see what other build we can run here, and we'll check that. That's my big horn. So here's something very similar, but instead of running the Heartbreaker, we're going to run the Ninja Strikers. So we got the Equalizer chest piece. We have the Consecrated Company still, and we're running the 3-piece Strikers. And we need to modify our stuff. Yeah, we need to mod these. Let's see if we have some crit chance here. Here. And throw some crit chance on that ninja bike. See how we're doing before we throw the last one on. We are at 60, so we definitely want to throw some crit hit damage on that last one. Oops. And we can do Roosevelt now. So that will knock out our daily and we'll knock out our weekly at the same time for me. Sure, sounds good. The meta on the so we had a question here. Striker meta is good. Really need to so you really need to know your and concentrate on which one is which. A lot of people think they're doing better with it and they're really not. It is good if you kind of know which ones to shoot. So the question online was what about 4-piece striker, equalizer, overdogs? And that definitely is the meta right now. It is the go-to. It's it's not something I really I know it's good. So we're play testing. We're play testing things that maybe is a little different. So yeah, we could run uh the overdogs, but here's the difference. If we run overdogs, then we lose the possibility of turning this into that 20% assault damage. So we're losing 20% assault damage right off the bat to go from ninja to overdogs. So you tell me which is better. We get that 20% AR damage every time we shoot a bullet, no matter what we're hitting. So in this case, I'll go with this build over the meta, which would be running this with. We would be running 4-piece strikers. Now the other thing is, now the good thing is running the meta is the build up of making your stacks better using the backpack, striker's backpack, you'll build up quicker. But I'm going to put enough bullets down range and with what I do to make up for that. And once I get the stacks up, then the backpack makes no difference at that point. Yes, and this is a lot easier to use. You don't have to worry about who and whatever. Hey, that was a very good question. I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad you stopped by and checking us out. I hope you check out the channel. Got a lot of builds up there. We got a lot more coming out, and a lot of how-tos, little things. Made a video when it first started about just how to share items, and guess what? 6 years later, I'm still getting 3 or 4 hours of watch time every week on that same video. So pretty good. So you ready, Captain? We are ready. This time we'll throw out the welcome wagon for anybody that wants to join us. Kind of know what our builds can and can't do. That's okay. That big boy went down like he was a Iranian boat in the Strait of Hormuz. Too soon? Okay. Sorry. Couldn't resist that little slam there. Okay. Okay, you got your sniper. You're fine. Hey, real life is always the first priority. I'll let you flank right, and I'll keep you from anybody running across the middle and trying to sneak behind you. How's that? Little cover fire. Freezing them with the shock rounds there. Hopefully they're not alive long enough. Now, this is a crash site, and over here, and where is it? Is it not here? Is it not here on Invaded? Maybe it's not here on Invaded. There's a little black box here on the regular. I guess it's not there on the Invaded, and it gives you a little hint. A lot of people miss that. Yeah, big boy dead before he ever hits the ground. Gotta love that. Ooh, another one. Just remember, you can shoot those bombs out of the sky. Everybody should be dead by now. Oh, our teammate, you mean? Oh, that's great. That's a good job. That means we get more headshot damage. He's running, and he's running a hot shot and train killer and bloodsucker. Buddy, I think you could do better on that backpack. He's probably doing his event because he's running a rifle with the hot shot. He would be better. So if you run the hot shot, if you look at his hot shot build, the hot shot is when you look at his build, you'll see he's not getting anything from rifle. If you're going to do this marksmanship rifle build, it would be better off using breaking point. You're still getting damage. You're still getting the 30% headshot damage. Um, uh, but you're also getting the rifle damage. So you might think about doing a breaking point, which we did a ninja version of that, regular version, just a few days ago on the channel. So, and I was going to add him, see if he wanted to join social. Oops. And Paveman, invite them to the party. And Paveman is running a kind of a hybrid skill build, Heartbreaker, with drone and stinger. So he's going to throw one, get the other, throw some stinger out. Big Alejandro, and it looks like he needs a lot of work on his his expertise. Drop him a lot of this gear that we're picking up. If he joins us in chat, maybe all this gear that we're picking up will help him out. Hey, where's the box? Oh, that's right. It's invaded. Oh, the dog's acting up. Who got two dogs up here? This is not going to be fun. Yeah, this is going to be deadly. Yeah. Well, need some help with that dog. I need help getting up. Hey, don't leave me here. Yeah, he's got me. Yeah, once the dogs crawled up here, that wasn't good, but I couldn't jump down because there was more dogs down there. So out of the frying pan and into the fire. Okay, I got this thermite set. Going down to the one end of the pit. Oh, no. Got a lot of enemies jumping down there, so clear them out first. Okay, going down to hit the thermite. Oh, they're coming down again. Got a big boy on me this time. See if I can take him down before he starts firing. See, hitting them in the waistband, how quick you kill those guys. Okay, second thermite built. You guys got that other one? Guys, not going to do any thermite? Well, make me do it all? Do I look like the demolitionist? I see. Yeah, I invited him. In fact, we lost some viewers there. It's kind of like watching a good movie about dancing or something. You watch it about halfway through, you're like, I can watch a movie about dancing, or I can go dance. You know, so I get it. Maybe we inspired them to play the game instead of just watching. Get to the chopper. Got choppers, Captain. We got choppers. Yeah. Oh, street's kind of lost there, buddy. Ooh, look at the splits. It's gotta hurt. Oh, I thought that was one of you guys. I thought we killed them all. Edward just had a shocking experience. You got a lot of green stuff to pick up now. I'll go right if you go left. There was another guy up there? Okay, I'll go right. I got him. Good job. So you guys wanted to see the meta build. Let's see. Let's go ahead and run the meta. 3 levels that time. We got a cache we can pick up. Bloody Knuckles. Yeah, I'm going to run the striker meta just so we can highlight it. No, the overdogs, no ninja. So where are we? We got there we go. Okay. Got to make a quick change here, real quick. Want to switch characters. Somehow I got my overdogs on some other character. Hopefully, I can hit the right one. Okay. Be right back. Awesome. You don't need me to run skyscraper. What are you talking about, lady? Yeah, there's the overdogs. And let's go ahead and put the strikers. We're taking striker off of here. How you doing? He's doing great. Well, he almost did, but two of the randos bailed us out at the end there at Roosevelt just now. Yeah, they killed the last guys. We didn't have much faith in them, to be honest. Oh, by the way, one of the hardest hitting Division 2 agents that's also a streamer and a content creator. She is back in business. Her name is Mill Spec Mom, and she is a beast. I think the last time I seen her, oh yeah, she used to run heroic, all the challenges, solo. Yeah, she did not give two bears about anything, man. She's a beast. So if you ever get a chance to check out her channel, check it out. She is really good. She's doing a lot of other gaming as well, and she's got some neat things. I don't know how she did it. It was kind of she's got like this aircraft carrier, but it's like thing, and it's still it's she plays against her husband, and it's kind of like Battleship in real time, and but it's Division 2 based, you know. Uh, he's the Black Tusk and she's the JTF, and she's got the symbols on the planes. And yeah, I don't know how the hell she did it, but she put a lot of work into that. Do you got spaces or do you want some help? Welcome, help. Send us a bit invite. Okay. You're fine. Wonder in Legendary, can you get to the Alamo? Can we get to the Alamo in Legendary? I don't know if I can or not. We'll see. Probably not. Why didn't my hive work? Don't come get me. No, you won't come get me. I died in the wrong place. Oh, this is going to take all day. You got to get up. You can't stand on that ramp. You either got to get all the way up on and get cover. No, I was talking about him. Up the ramp, up the stairs, throw the hive on my ass. Now retreat back or see if I can make it to the Alamo. Holy fuck. That didn't work. No, you cannot make it to the Alamo. I told you I wanted to see if I could make it to the Alamo in Legendary. I can't. They spawned they spawned 5 guys out the door at the Alamo. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. You're hitting the top of the ramp. He's got Overwatch on you. Got one on your right side, right next to the. What event? Well, reactivate it. Let's start over again. Just reactivate it. Let's start over again. If you just make sure you activate your event. There you go. Yeah. What are you doing? Hive's not getting me up. I thought you would come with us, at least some of the way. Come on. You said right, and then you said left, and then nobody's with me. God dang it. Come on, get some turds and shit up. No, I did not. I'm down right beside you. Yeah? Coming up the stairway. You said he was coming up the steps and then you didn't shoot him. Yeah, I was covering the steps, but nobody else was. You said they were flanking us up the steps and then you ignored it. Hey, I'm not going to waste no more time on all this. Yeah, I told you I'm tired of wasting time. I got shit to do. I got dailies and stuff to do. Okay, sounds good. So I made a major mistake. I wanted to put this on heroic. We'll run the American history on heroic. It's weird. Okay. Now we're back up and running. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened there. It was kind of funky. And an Aaron Spay, American history. Okay, let's give this thing the real test. Didn't handle legendary being crazy. It should be able to handle heroic. See what we're working with. He's running a very strong. Actually, he's running. He's running my build. Hey, that's my boy. He's running my build. Hey, how you doing? There you are. Did you come up with that build yourself? I was just wondering if maybe I had a fan playing with me. Yep. Feature that, especially with the vent, and it's easy to. I use Virginia as the backup, so you can, with the event, get your rifle kills and marksmanship kills. Yeah, I did a video on that last week. Awesome. By the way, you are on Twitch and YouTube live. Yep. I featured that same exact build. I've been running that since Turmoil came out, kind of build. Got a few different ones. I got one where I run Ninja and basically two breakpoint and one hotspot. I've played around with a lot of sniper builds over the years. Back in the day when the raid first came out, I was for our for one of the big teams. I was aces and eights guy. Back when you used to have to run all six aces and eights to get the prompt, and you used to give the team the next shot was double damage, and it was kind of key. We could kill Razorback in less than 2 minutes. And that's why aces got nerfed. People like me, we were hitting for like 150 million, something like that, crazy like that. And if we time the event right, you could hit Razorback from the front and back. So you with attack 50s. So it did damage going in, out, and twice, and from the out in from the backside. So basically, you're doing like 600 million damage to Razorback and killed it instantly. It was crazy. That's one of my early videos was killing Razorback under 2 minutes. Here, you want all this equipment? As long as I can drop it to you. Yeah, I can. Just junk that you can break down for your. I don't know how you doing on your. So how are you doing on your prestige? Well, let's go help you out. Okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't need all that junk. Let's see what we got for looks like a control point and 2 name guys. So get a level 4 control point up and yeah. Yeah, I think it's I think I got the weeklies done on all 4 characters now and took a nap earlier. For one, I'm going over here to do that. Yeah, and I was kind of hoping maybe that I don't know why, but Luke Goblin be here. He pops up for me a lot there. Yeah, we'll just. I was going. Yeah, either way, we need. Yeah, that's probably best. They're getting pretty close. What did I need? I need E small. Yeah, I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna go. Now, want the propaganda, and then we'll hit that. The underground. Yeah. Hey, what you doing over here, mister? No, that's fine. Yep. Yeah, you gotta get them headshots. And you get the multi kills at the same time. Yeah, so you're getting double bonuses there. Yeah, that's what I teach people. What I said in my video. That just takes an extra bullet. Just first one take their head off, their helmet off. Second one takes their head off. Yeah, ruins your chain killer. I get it. Yeah, that build doesn't like fire though. It's about the only thing that kills me in that build is getting counter sniped or running into fire. Oh, you don't go with the overkill with the headshot? You don't go with the overkill with just all headshot build? So what's your weapon of choice? I like the Manus. The Manus and then the Virginia. Okay, I'll push him out. There you go. You can fill it if you need to fill it up. You need to fill up your donations to him. You said you got yours already, right? Got your summit done? Hey, there's the Wolfman. Say what? Oh, the vendors. Yeah. Yeah, they're not open for another 7.5 hours. Unless she has some maxed out mods. I usually don't. The only reason I go over there is to make a video saying, "Hey, this is what is," but I don't do that enough to really get people to watch me. Uh, just get lucky. They're very rare. I've got like maybe 3 in 7 years, 8 years of playing. They're very, very rare. No, no, it's just running heroic or legendary and get lucky and one of them drop. You can get them off anything, but I've got them off all three. But I think I got one on legendary. I think I got one on challenging years ago, and another one on heroic. So it makes no difference. There's just the loot drop on that is very low, very very low. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. 60 years old. Yes, there is. I'm very pleased on the age group that runs this game, and a lot of veterans as well. Well, I'm kind of pissed off about that whole generation thing. I used to think I was a baby boomer for years, and then they screwed up and said, "No, you're Generation X." Now they're like, "Oh, you're Generation Jones too." Whatever, whatever. Yeah. Too bad, I didn't realize how much Toto I was listening to growing up until I realized how many albums they were actually on. It's like Boss Gags, Running with the Night by Lionel Richie, that solo at the end, that's Steve Lukather of Toto. Thriller album is basically Toto with Michael Jackson singing. Um, Yeah, because Eddie and Luke are like best friends. In fact, Luke's doing a lot of producing on Eddie's stuff that was in the vault that Alex is redoing. They're just trying to figure out who they want to do the singing on it. But Steve's helping out with that project, and Steve was a real good friend. He's the one that called Eddie and said, "Hey, quit hanging up on Quincy." He was like, "Man, I thought it was somebody pulling a prank." He goes, "No, yeah, we really need your you know, tapping the regular part. Just the solo is Eddie. Everything else is Steve. All that other stuff is Steve Lukather. If you didn't know, what's that? Uh huh. Yeah, no poison. It's kind of like I didn't recognize the names because he changed the names, but I ran cross country my freshman year against a senior from McCutcheon and a over there in Lafayette, Indiana, and a junior over at West Lafayette, and the team didn't even like the redheaded dude from Jeff, he was talking trash and stuff, and I'm like, that guy's an asshole. And we're like, yeah, we don't even like him. His name was Bill Bailey, and uh, Jeff Isbell was the kid that was at McCutcheon, which is kind of like the southern half of the county there in Lafayette over by Purdue. And he's the only member of the band that graduated high school. Everybody else is a high school dropout. Anyway, in 1990, when he graduated, he got on a Greyhound bus and drove, went to LA. And after about 6 months, his buddy, Bill Bailey, jumped on a Greyhound bus and went out to LA. And he got accosted by the Harry Krishners and guys selling rice cakes. And he wrote a very controversial song years later. It said, "You're one in a million. Yes, you are. Police and niggers, get out of my way. I don't want to buy any of your rice cakes today." He changed his name to Axl Rose. And Jeff Isbell changed his name to Izzy Stradlin. Guns N' Roses. I competed against him in Battle of the Bands and lost back in 1980. I was only a freshman. So, no, that's cool. Izzy's still a friend, acquaintance. I wouldn't say a friend. I have friends in Lafayette that are actually friends of Izzy, and he'll literally send him a plane ticket and say, hey, come out to LA. We're going to run our quad runners up and down in the desert. Now, I get a lot of people that are in Lafayette these days, and they'll say, hey, I was a friend of Axl Rose. And I'm like, bullshit. He had 3 friends, and you aren't any of those. There was Dana, a good friend of mine's older brother, and Izzy Stradlin, and his Axl's girlfriend. That's about the only friends he had. He's very talented, but he had a very traumatic when he was very young, and he always thought it was his stepdad that taught music at Purdue. And he finally confronted his mom, like when he got to LA, about, okay, I have these thoughts about being molested by my dad. And she goes, yeah, that's why I divorced your first dad. And he goes, I thought it was my stepdad that did that. It was young enough that he didn't really remember. He just remembered the trauma. It kind of explains some of the shit that Axl does, you know. And then when he got arrested, it was in Lafayette. It was when he got arrested for resisting and supposedly taking a swing at a cop, that was all staged. That was after Shannon Hoon died, another famous kid from Lafayette that was in Blind Melons. He him hanging around with Axl and them got into heroin before he made famous. And then he made it famous. He was like, man, I got to quit this. He went to rehab. He got out of rehab. He had a concert in New Orleans, I think it was, and he got a really bad review. And he went to the tour bus and he strung himself out on heroin again. And anytime you take rehab and you go back to using heroin, you think you can do whatever dose you used to be able to do, it'll kill you every time. Every time. Yeah. The brownstone is a badass thing you don't want to mess with. I've never done it. They say it's like a euphoric feeling of having an orgasm kind of feeling. And I'm like, well, that sounds good on paper. I just don't really want to kill myself. I knew I was going in the Air Force when I was just a sophomore in school, so I had to be squeaky clean. So Uh, Very good. Very good. I deal with kids, not on my unit, but um, if I have to do A1 North, they're the drug and rehab incarcerated kids here in Indiana. They all come to our town. And impulse control, to be honest, I wrote a book called Accountability. And for whatever reason, some of them are rich, some of them are whatever. It's just about impulse control. And it's really hard to be the correctional officer when they have impulse problems because they'll act out. They're quick to fight. They're quick to, uh, why you give me a zero for talking? Well, you're talking even more now. Well, what the fuck, buyers? And then I have to give them a higher um, form of discipline, and they're finally coming around to thinking that, hey, I really care for them. I kind of treat them like my kids, my sons, but with a tough love kind of thing. Meaning, hey, if you do your program great, I'm the first one to say great job. But if you're not, I'm going to put a foot in your ass verbally, not physically, but verbally, and I'm going to zero you out. And my unit is the unit that's about ready to get out and go back to civilian life. And there's sometimes it's like, you ruined my program. I'm like, I got to. And we're like, what do you got to? I said, I don't want to. You're ruining your program by acting up. I'm just documenting. And if you that goes to major and you have to spend 2 more weeks here instead of being out civilian, that gives you 2 more weeks to get this behavior under control before you go out and basically come right back here, or two, get yourself killed, or three, go to prison. Because there's none of I do. I do. Sadly, I have one kid right now that is basically said when he gets out, he just likes fentanyl way too much, and it was his second trip back to us, and he just got permission to go out your area, go out by you. His grandmother lives just south of Mechanicsburg, and that took a lot to do because usually they don't let him offender go straight out of the state. That's what I say, Mechanicsburg, PA. That's where he's going. And no, nope. I was a truck driver. I know. I only know of one in Mechanicsburg, and that's in PA. Awesome. Who'd you drive for? I hauled a few times out of Ben and Jerry's when I was with Singer, England, when I first started. I hauled out of uh, Las Vegas, of all the places to make ice cream. Vegas, there, the southwest side of Vegas. There's an ice cream place that makes um, Breyer's ice cream because we couldn't go over I-70 with it because they put too much air in it, it would blow up. The containers would blow up. Right. It's because there's some ice cream that don't do that, but if they like Ben and Jerry's and Byers and some of the other ones, they put too much air in it, it'll blow the containers up. Yep. Yeah. Tennis balls. Yeah, there's certain things that change in altitude over 12,000 will totally screw the shit up for sure. Awesome. Yeah, all the toy places went out of the business, didn't they? Yeah, you would think Sears would have been the best at being, they started out as a catalog company and they just refused to be an online company and it cost them everything. Cost them everything. Well, let me switch characters. Yeah, Kmart actually bought Sears, or what was it, vice versa, there at the end because the love of my life, she was going to be an associate at Sears salesman. She was going to make some big payments because she's beautiful, blonde, and cute as a button, smart as a whip, and very, very charismatic. And she was great sales. She would have been a great salesman, but by the time they got around to doing it, they announced the store was closing. So they they didn't they didn't do anything. So like I say, I want to switch characters here or accounts. See if I got some other one. I assume you got all your ambush and everything done. Okay. Sounds like you got everything done. You just got one character. You really should make all four. Well, now you don't have to use I don't think you have to use one of your four characters anymore to make hardcore. Right. So you got a character just for hardcore now, and you got one for reality. Uh huh. Okay. So, but let's see. Do I? Yeah, I need to do Roosevelt over here. So I'll invite you over here. Um, it's tapering a little bit off. It was in the 70s yesterday. It snowed 3 days ago, and we've had a few tornadoes. One tornado hit about 70, 80 miles northwest of here, wiped the hell out of a solar farm. I mean, it ruined that solar farm. Did you get blinded? Yeah, sorry, I got the. I don't like the fragile armor. Um, a lot of people don't like the collecting their stuff to get their resources back. But if you got a good build where you're killing stuff, you get them back so easy that it's ridiculous. In fact, it's better than if you had nothing at all because you can actually get your skills back quicker. Okay, now when we were doing this on Vaded, for you that've been watching, the one or two of you that's still watching, there's a little flight recorder right here. This message. Yes, most. So if you come right here, you can play your flight recorder. Come right there. Activate that little red box on this side right here. That sounds like a typical day at the DOC. You're fine. He's a dead guy. Rogue agents. Yeah, they were. They're dead. They're deader than a Russian on a submarine with a bunch of doors with screen doors on it. I thought we were. I'm only doing. Oh wow, we're only doing challenging. I thought it was heroic. Sorry about that. Yeah, we got. I did that for my buddy Wolf the other day because he's just so he could get the wolf mask. Kept telling him, dude, you got to have the wolf mask. You're the wolf. Be like if there was a bear mask. Got to have the bear mask. And one stuck around. I'll have to take a lunch break after this one. Getting hungry. Right? Yeah, I usually try to go for one red at the beginning and then start popping off the heavy guys. Is that your puppy? I thought about going over to Miami Correctional, a few 15 miles away. We got a regular prison, and it's a no joke prison. It's kind of in the news as being called because we were getting like 1,000 ICE detainees that made the national news here last winter. And I said the only reason I'd go over there is if I got to be a dog handler. But working 12 and 16-hour shifts, it's kind of hard to be a pet owner. It's not fair to the pet to be gone that long. The love of my life, she had a mixed lab, and that dog just melted my heart. But we lost her. We had to put her. She had to put her down. Her back legs weren't working anymore, and second to last day, Lil was alive. Terry called me out to the house just to see Lil, and Lil was really excited because I used to get down on the floor and be a dog with her, take her bone and hide it underneath me, and she'd try to get around me and underneath my legs and around, and I'd keep her raw hide bone away from her, and bring her toys and stuff like that. So she seen me, and she I was about ready to jump off the couch, and then she just stopped. Like, that's going to really hurt, Tracy. I can't do it. And then we all cried. Um, Feline cancer, um, big big problem. Yeah, if I got a cat, I'd get a cat that's more like a dog, a Mancoon. Yeah, but they're real loving. They're like if I had a Mancoon, it would be like on a chair right next to me right now, like watching the like, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? They're more like a dog. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, invaded. So yep, Off the boat. You'll get a pickup in a second when the boat blows up. Ship. Did we not blow the boat up? I guess we didn't. Stay there. All we got to do is. There it is. Boat's blowing up now. Oh no, you don't get away there, buddy. Nobody escapes the island. Well, if you want to see your gameplay for the last little bit, check out Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers. It'll be in the live section, not the regular videos. And or buyer YouTube. Yep. If you Bear Buyers, the actual full name is Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers. And when you go to the event, you'll see the live. There's a section, it's got videos, and you'll see live. If you go to live, we're live right now. And you can replay it and see yourself in action from my perspective. Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers. If you just go on YouTube and look up Bear Buyers, you should find me. 2 words. That's me. There you go. Here, since you're on there, let's get a close up of you. Where are you? There we go. Let's go into photo mode, and there he is. Oh, that was a little too close. Woohoo! Yeah, a little bit. Got one of those hunter mask on, the whole bit. Pretty awesome. Oh, it's one. Is that's pretty cool. Is that the ooh, well, we got something going on here. Oh, where the hell did you get those things at? I don't know if I got those. Yeah, let's check it out. You sure you didn't purchase those or do something back in the day? No, you might have got those one a few years while I was out there trucking and wasn't getting to play much. Yeah, I got 38, but I bought some of those white, black tusk and death roll and thorn hunter and houndsman uniform, bloody houndsman. Krampus. Really? It can only it's during the invaded. You got to do it during an invaded. Has something to do with the black tusk. You got to probably shoot the all the candles and do 5 laps again and all that. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. No, that's an hour wasted of your time just to pray to the owl god, which I really don't like doing. No, you should get a patch or something, something. An owl gun maybe, or like the yeah, yeah. There he is. Um, oh, um, So what? Yeah, that's what it does. Why can't I? Let me get him in here. I think he's probably in another clan, and he wants to throw him back with ours. Hey, Apathy, are you in a clan right now? Because it's not letting me. You gotta, you, yeah, you gotta leave that one first. Yep, always. You're more than welcome. Happens. Seen that happen. Let me see if I can. Um, Trying to see if you have to be in the group. There we go. Let's go there and profile, invite party. Yeah, there you are. So there you go. There you go. So, did you ever, for those that are still watching the video before I go take a lunch break, so our clan was started by my youngest son when he came back from Afghanistan. He really liked playing Division, which I wasn't big on Division. I love the storyline, I liked the game, but I didn't like the PvP. So um, I didn't. I'm too old to be teabagged by some 12-year-old saying, nah, 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 I beat you. I really don't like that. No, not a fan. So he was like, hey, I'm beta testing Division 2. Dad, I want you to play this game. I'm like, no, I don't want to play this game. I'll stick with my PUBG. Shoot people in the face. No teabagging. Fine. Right? He goes, no, I really want you to play the game because me and my older brother were born in DC. They were born at Andrews Air Force Base. Me and my ex-wife were both active duty, and we were stationed at Bowling Air Force Base down there, pretty much where that helicopter hit the airplane and crashed into the river. I was about a block away from where I used to live. I used to live just on land, not in the river, but just north of where that happened, and about a block in off the river. And so I started running around the game, and I pointed things out to my son, like when you look at the map here. I pointed out, like, when you have this side mission right there off the White House, and there's actually a real aquarium in there. Well, that building right there in between 4th and 13th and a half Street, that one right there, there's no markings on the outside. It doesn't say what it is. It looks like it's maybe a theater or something like that. Nope. That's where visiting presidents stay, former presidents, because the basement, the first floor and second floor is where off duty Secret Service hang out. So it's probably got more protection than the White House does, because you got all them off duty. Basically, like when you Yeah, yeah, the where the classified, yeah, the aquarium actually exists. I got a picture of my kids right here, in the White House when they were 3 and 2, maybe, or 3 and 4, and they're throwing pennies into that little pond in the like a little. It wasn't a wishing well, but they're throwing pennies in it. My ex-wife is standing behind them in a Cubs jersey, and behind them is the White House. Before all this was kind of cordoned off, and that was 1989, 1990. And so there's a lot of stuff like where you have the place where you first get the Western holster, and you have to go into that bar at noon, high noon. I could go into that about 3 o'clock on Monday through Friday. I didn't believe it when they told me that. That was like, go down to this place there off the White House, down from the Capitol building, in this bar that's real close to the White House. If you go about there 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll see Ted Kennedy, and usually it's about half lit. Sure enough, I walked in. He's the old red nose and making jokes and very drunk. Yeah, yeah, 1989. Yeah, so Strom Thurmond, I did a military liaison twice for Senator Lugar here in Indiana. And what it consists of is I had to be in full dress uniform, and basically it was a page, just a run this here, run that here. And they liked us to volunteer for that duty, because if they were in like the Armed Services Committee, a page couldn't go. Not every page could go because they don't have a security clearance. Well, if they go closed doors, Armed Services Committee or National Security or whatever they're having meetings on, they could send me to go give Senator Lugar, something to say, hey, they need you back in the office, or hey, here's a bill that needs your immediate attention. Check out this page, whatever the group would do. And every time I would go to the 2 times I did it, the first time I walked in to Senator Lugar, he thanked me for my service, asked a few questions, what part of Indiana I was from, stuff like that. And then he would say, hey, I got a Holy Joe. He'd hand me a Holy Joe, and it went to Strom Thurmond's office. So I go down across the street into Strom Thurmond's office. He had one of the biggest, nicest offices, and his office was like 1, 2, 3 rooms, and he would keep the doors open. And if he didn't like who walked in the front door, he would get the secretary to close the doors in between him and the front door. So he must have always been looking up, who's coming in my door. He sees me in the uniform. He pops up from his desk. He pretty much like skips, and he must have been 88 back then. He walks up to me and he goes, so where are you from? I said, Indiana. He says, you Dick's boy or you Richard's boy? And I'm like, I'm working for Senator Lugar. He goes, you wouldn't mind if I call him down there and just see if I could steal you for the rest of the day, because I love all you armed services people. I told him I was Air Force Sergeant Association Vice President, and I went to the National Conclave down at the Strom Thurmond chapter down in South Carolina. So, and my ex-wife she's from South Carolina. We were husband and wife back then. And I said, yeah, my wife is from South Carolina. So I know about you, Mr. Thurmond. And he goes, okay. So he calls down to Dick, and of course Dick says, yeah, you can have him for the rest of the day. He's yours. So 6 months later, same thing happens, right? Senator Lugar hands me, and actually I think it had something in it the second time. First time, I think it was just an empty envelope that he sent me down to Strom Thurmond. And the second time, he hands me this thing to take to Senator Thurmond. I said, I better get my coat. I'm not coming back, am I? He goes, you've done this before, haven't you? So he must have sent all us military down to Strom, and then Strom would serve it because back in that day, they were Strom Thurmond was head of the Armed Services Committee, because he loved his South Carolinian people and any military member. He was a big military advocate. So, yeah, I had some fun times, and I had a part-time job for E.A. Keene Office Movers, and down here on F Street, down from the old executive building, about a half a block, there's a brownstone, 5-story brownstone that's in this game. Actually, it may have been G Street, one of these streets. I think it's F. I think it's this building right here. Anyway, I go up, and of course, all the rooms are packed up by the packers. All we're doing is putting them on, lifting them up, putting them on carpet dollies, pushing them out the door. They go down to the elevator, go out to the car, or maybe down a level or over a building, or maybe across town. I don't know the destination. I just throw a desk on a carpet dolly, push it out, put these boxes up. Don't know what's in them, whatever. I walk in at about the 4th room. Now, remember, this is late 1988. And I go into this room, and everything is still where it's supposed to be. Nobody's packed nothing in this room up. So I stepped out in the hallway and I said, "Hey, somebody forgot to pack this room up." And they were like, "Get the hell out of that room. That's why everybody's leaving." And I looked at the desk, and it said Admiral Casey on it. For you youngsters out there, for anybody watching in the future on YouTube, Admiral Casey was the fall guy for Iran-Contra, and that was right in the middle of Iran-Contra. So the the room next to him was probably Colin Powell's. Somewhere in that hallway was probably Oliver Norris and that beautiful secretary that was on national news. And they were all getting the hell out of town and out of that because Casey had died of a heart attack, if you believe that. He probably still alive, or they killed him so they could, be the fall guy for all that stuff. Or he just got old and died at the right time. So, really, I didn't know that. Is it like a Sandinista guy or something?
Where does it go?
Wow. Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to figure. Well, like here it shows this, on our map, it shows a street going the West Executive Avenue. That you can't drive on that. That's all part of the compound. And a lot of people don't know that the old executive building, this big, tall building, old looking building next to the White House, west of the White House, that's where all the shit happens. Yeah, that basement's where the war room and all that is. And I assume here in the West Wing, is it the West Wing where they're building the ballroom in between the East Wing? Right. So where our clan vendor is. Right.
Yep.
Well, a lot of the guys that I was stationed with there at bowling worked at White House Communications. In fact, we competed against them in intramural sports and stuff like that. I still remember it was a Wednesday. January 15th was a Wednesday. And I remember I was intramural bowling league. At 5 o'clock, we start shadow bowling. And at 5:15, um, they turned all the monitors off and put on CNN, and we see the Baghdad sky lighting up because it's midnight in Baghdad. And I kind of looked, and I told my captain at noon our time, there was reports on Paul Harvey of all places said that there can't take off from Saudi Arabia to like Iran because um, no communication or something. I said, "Oh, that means we have the Ravens in the air. We have the FB-111s jamming. They're basically if you turn your radar on, it will fry it. I don't know how it works, but they just saturate the air with a certain radio frequency. It just jams everything." And I said, "We're gonna bomb Iraq today, Captain." And he goes, "How do you know that, Byers?" I said, "You can't. Nobody can take off for 500 miles in any airport. We're jamming. I bet you we're going. He's going to exactly at noon. He's going to launch this attack." He goes, you don't know that. Captain owed me lunch the next day. I was right. I was right. And anyway, but when we got to bowling, I looked over and Defense Intelligence Agency, their team's not there. White House Communication, their team's not there. Look at that big, 6-story big building there in between Anacostia and Bowling, and it's all lit up like a Christmas tree. And we're like, yeah, something's popping off today. The boys in the Pentagon are awful busy. We're at. Oh, I see. Look at this brave little chick with the fire axe, man. She's taking on the heavy with the fire axe. Yeah, she's a tough little girl. Gotta love that. So what you and Cousin Jay doing? Dad? Say what?
We were grocery shopping.
Oh, okay. Want to go somewhere for a nice dinner? All three of us?
Yeah, if you want. Ask Jay.
You want to stay here? You want to go Kokomo, Lafayette?
It's okay with me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end my streams and I'll be
All
up.
you gotta do is
Hey guys, I'm going to take that lunch. I'll be on later on this afternoon and this evening.
I got some stuff.
Did you hear me? Is that what you were looking for? You're welcome. Hey, you be good.